One of the worst things that has ever happened to the physical manga and anime collecting hobby space was in 2023 when Right Stuff was bought out by Crunchyroll. If you weren't collecting manga at that point or anime, Right Stuff was one of the best websites you could possibly use to get that stuff. They constantly had great deals, you could fill your cart with anything you wanted. The site was easy to navigate, they did a lot of extras, they did a lot of coupons, it was just great. It was basically the best place on the entire internet to get manga in English. And then Crunchyroll went and bought it, and now we're here. Fuck Sony, fuck Crunchyroll. I'm getting so fucking sick of this war on physical media. You have no fucking clue. It is under attack from like every side. You can't get DVDs and Blu-rays in Best Buy anymore, which is patently ridiculous. So many things are just moving to digital platforms, and I hope you understand like why that's a problem. It might be more convenient in the long term if they stay on those platforms. What happens to things that go into platform limbo? I'll ask you that question. Answer in the comments. What happens to them? Actually, you don't have to answer. They disappear. The rights holders can just rip them from your hands, and then you have to be happy about it. So when Sony announced a couple months ago that they were going to stop physical disc production for their video games, I was like, this is some bullshit. Now, I don't own any Sony consoles. I don't play Sony games. But the fact that games going forward are no longer even going to be providing a way of physical means of storing it just means that they can do whatever they want to your game and you just have to suck it up. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about manga because I'm a manga collector, and let me read a little bit of this article to you today so you know what's going on. Fears that Crunchyroll would gut its online store's offering of manga and anime after placing everything behind a paywall has come true. The new store is lacking physical books and is missing most of the Blu-rays that were previously available, leading to a lot of anger online in the shadow of Crunchyroll owner Sony's broader move away from disc-based media ahead of the PS6. On August 18th, as spotted by manga alerts on social media via Games Radar, the Crunchyroll store returned following its previously announced shift to a paywalled marketplace available exclusively to Mega and Ultimate Crunchyroll subscribers. Oh my god. And the place now feels like walking around a GameStop in a dying mall, with most of what people liked gone, and what remains being anime-related merch instead of actual manga books or Blu-rays. A paywalled marketplace. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you guys see what's fucked up about this? Because I do. You have to pay extra to get access to a store where you already pay for stuff. This is one of the fucking stupidest ideas I've ever fucking heard. It's like Costco, but you don't get the variety of things you can get at Costco. You just get a fucking Naruto shirt now. Oh my god. God fucking damn. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. Kotaku has contacted Crunchyroll for more information. According to Manga Alerts, okay, that's a typo. According to Manga Alerts, Crunchyroll has removed or delisted all manga, light novels, manhwa, and danmei from the online store. It is unclear if these products will return. I'm personally betting on the fact that they won't, but we're going to keep going. Currently on the website, the only store categories you'll find are new, accessories, apparel, collectibles, games, home entertainment, and music. Don't get too excited about games, however, as the only option right now is to buy a Naruto-themed Clue board game. Oh my god. It was Sasuke in the Hidden Leaf Village with the Rasengan. And as pointed out by Games Radar, there are only 10 CDs or records for sale under music and fewer than 400 Blu-ray and DVD anime sets under home entertainment. And music CDs are tossed into that category too. This is reportedly a much smaller amount of physical anime than what was previously available on the Crunchyroll store. Yeah, that's minuscule. And as reported by Manga Alerts, is that another typo? Manga Alerts? It seems the only remaining Blu-ray anime on the site are titles owned and distributed by Sony-owned Funimation, Crunchyroll, and Aniplex. Of fucking course. Are you... God. While it is possible that this is just a temporary situation and that Sony/Crunchyroll will expand the store's lineup in the coming weeks and months, it's also easy to see why anime fans are looking at this as the next step in what many online gamers and fans see as Sony's war on physical media. The company would much rather people subscribe and pay a monthly fee to Crunchyroll than buy physical anime collections once. I pretend I do not see it. The rest of the article gets into why I'm actually so angry, because you could be saying, well, Austin from Yellow Beanie Manga, or Yellow Beanie Manga, whatever you want to call me, you can just use a different retailer, right? You can go to the store, you can go to the bookstore, or you could buy from Amazon. And this is why I'm upset. Listen, there's also a lot of anger directed at Sony for purchasing the Right Stuff International, a popular anime web store, in 2023 and later merging it with Crunchyroll. At the time, people were worried that it could lead to a future in which it would be harder to buy anime, and now in 2026, that seems to be exactly what's happening. And therein lies the rub, everybody. The fact of the matter is, the best online platform for buying this stuff was purchased 3 years ago, and now it's being completely gutted. They used to do such great packaging, their deals were great. Like I said before, their website was easy to navigate, they had so much variety, they had basically everything you could hope for, and whenever there was a reprint, it felt like they would have it first. This was right before they got bought out. I bought all of what was available of Tokyo Pop's Future Diary from Right Stuff. For an incredibly long time, this series was out of print. And you can tell this is a newer print because it's got thick white paper. They were charging pretty bog standard prices for it. Now, if you wanted to own all of Tokyo Pop's print of Future Diary, you would have to shell out quite a few rupees to get that into your collection. But I was just checking the Right Stuff store and all of a sudden it updated and they had it, so I bought them all. And all of the stuff that you can no longer find on Barnes & Noble, because there are so many titles that you would assume would stick around, but now that they're out of print, they're not even on websites like Barnes & Noble and Amazon. You can't get D. Grayman volume 23 or 25, which have been out of print for several years now, on Amazon. You can't get them on Barnes & Noble, they're delisted. But that stuff would still be available on Right Stuff. It would be able to mark that whenever it came back into production, you would get an email, you would be alerted. And that whole platform is just gone. It's been destroyed. I remember when I learned that Right Stuff was getting bought out by Crunchyroll, I was literally like, oh, this is the end. This sucks. And I use Amazon when I have to, but anybody who's seen any of my unboxing videos or has used Amazon for manga themselves know that their packaging is garbage. They throw the book into a bag, and half of the time the book comes back dent or ripped, or there's some problem with it. It's not padded or protected whatsoever. And Barnes & Noble has decent packaging, but that's not the point here. The point is that physical media is under attack. It's under attack in so many different ways from so many different things. I'm gonna finish the article. Needless to say, Sony isn't doing well online as people continue to bully and yell at the company and its subsidiaries over its previous announcement that in 2028, it will end production of new physical PlayStation games. Yeah, do bully them. Be the consumer that votes with your wallet. Stop supporting Sony. Bully the shit out of them so that maybe they take back what they're doing now. That explains why every time Sony posts something online or does a stream, the comments are filled with people calling for a boycott of the company based. And this Crunchyroll news ain't going to help. Ain't that the fucking truth? Listen, these corporations don't give a fuck about you. They want nothing but your continued patronage. They want nothing but your money. But they're not going to provide you the product you want. They're going to rip away the product you want and provide you a lesser substitute that you have to continue paying money for. Because that's a business model. You're raking the customer over the coals because what you're providing is all the customer can get. Fuck Sony. Fuck Crunchyroll. Just fucking don't support them at all. The one time I used Crunchyroll's marketplace to buy manga, it took months for my manga to get here. Like 2 months. It was absurd. I also had some manga on Crunchyroll because that was the only time I used it, but I did mark them. I did mark it so that they would let me know when they were back in stock. That never happened, and now they're just gone. Guys, the only way we can combat this is to get our voices heard and stop supporting the companies that do this shit. Is it possible that the manga will come back after an outcry like this? Sure. Behind a paywalled marketplace. Personally, I'd rather just pay for a Costco membership and buy a $1 hot dog. In an age of AI large language model companies feeding a bunch of rare books to their models and destroying them, where physical media is constantly under attack, there are less DVDs printed now than ever. So many titles are only ever available digitally. Buy physical media and buy it from sources that don't do this shit to you. This is a load of poppycock. This is a load of horse shit. Get fucked. Sony can just go and get fucked. Whatever. That's all I got for you today, guys. Hold your physical media close. They're coming for it. There's probably a few things I forgot to say, but I don't care.
Yeah, I just wanted to yap a bit. See ya.